Hey everyone, this is my run on Arania's Lost Chapters featuring the pair of Superior Knights, and in my initial run here I'm using the popular ABC team comp, which is Aphmau, Bartz and Seed Rains, because I did green Bartz to his BT plus as well. I guess the only drawback of this party in this fight is none of the party members here can do range damage. So the only orb conditional I am able to fulfill is doing critical hits, which will +1 the orb, but really that's more than enough considering the heavy damage potential that Seed Rains brings to the table. As always, I will also be including a timestamp in the video description that you can use to skip ahead to the section that you are interested in. So just very quickly on the setup, while Bartz is in his BT mode rotation, in this fight you do need to allow the boss to get at least one turn before they hit 79%, because if they still haven't gotten a turn at that point, they will get an extra HP damage resistance of 200%, which would make damaging them almost impossible from that point onwards. The tricky thing though is that on the first turn, the knights will cast Superior Shield, which will boost their stats a little bit, but will also Brave Battery themselves and make them immune to conventional breaks until they get a critical hit. So to be able to break them and allow yourselves to do critical hits once more, it's actually best if you set at least one call ability that can instant break enemies, because the bosses are not immune to instant break effects. There are a few options, but I think the most popular, as you can see here, will be Jack's LD call. His LD call does have instant break, so right after the boss takes their first turn, what I did is use Jack's LD call on the one with the yellow aura, and that will break the boss and allow you to deal critical hits once more. Now that setup is more or less complete, the boss has taken their turn, I've broken them, and I've landed a few call debuffs. This is where I start my turn manipulation shenanigans, and on this turn I link Aphmau to Seed Rains. And on Seed Rains here, I just complete using the call abilities. I set the Shanto to call, mainly only just for the defense down, so on this call slot, any other call option that provides defense down or brave damage up, I think is good enough. Here when I use Seed Rains LD, I selected Bartz because I wanted to ramp up Bartz BT aura to 3 stacks. Ideally, you want to try to time Bartz's turn for when one of the boss hits 79%, because as you can see, when they hit 79%, they will gain a massive Brave Battery, which normally would make damaging them extremely difficult. But if Bartz gets a turn here, that's where he can come in and use his LD to break both bosses immediately. A little bit about the Kurasame call on Bartz, I haven't mentioned this yet, so what I did is use Kurasame's base call before the boss gets a turn, so that the boss will tick up the hero debuff when they get their turn. And right after that, I used Kurasame's LD call, and doing that will enable hero to be at full 5 stacks from this point onwards. On Bartz's turn also, I used his additional ability before I use the Kurasame LD call. Doing that allows me to bring him to the full 3 stacks of his BT aura on his second turn. At 79%, the Lufenia orb also disappears, which makes things extremely easy. So here I'm just sort of alternating turns between Seed Rains and Aphmau. For those not aware of the combo, what happens here is Aphmau has buffed Seed Rains with Tactical Switch, which allows Seed Rains' turn to come up every time Aphmau takes an action. Seed Rains himself can pull Aphmau's turn back using either his S2 or his LD. So essentially all I'm doing here is alternating turns between the two. while Bartz is providing them with very strong auras through his BT. Now normally you would only want to wait until Bartz BT auras have one turn remaining before you use his BT plus, but considering I'm already quite far into the fight and I'm fairly confident Bartz will not get another turn after this, I just went ahead and used his BT plus here. If you don't have Bartz with his BT plus, just a base Bartz with his BT is good enough. Alternatively, really any other aura bot will work on the third slot, so Yuna BT, Y'shtola BT, especially if you have green Y'shtola, is also good enough. Bartz is really good here because not only he provides good auras, he also does provide the gravity shaving, and in this fight that helped a lot at the 79% HP threshold. I will probably also do another run after this using a different team comp, otherwise all my runs will devolve into team ABC, and I really don't want to have just one party comp in every single Lufenia Plus fight. So I will probably post up one or two other team comps for this fight as well. There are many other options here. Of course, Aranya and Prompto, given that this is their featured event, works really well here as well. But the orb conditional isn't too difficult, especially if you have off-turn damages that will do critical hits, such as Core or Young. Even though they don't do range damage, they will still at least +1 the orb when they do their off-turn damage as well. And considering that you really only need to allow the boss to take one turn, you can have many party comps that will let them have that one turn and then continuously deny them turns from that point onwards. So for example, even characters like Zidane who can delete turns, or turn hoggers such as Terra or Tidus will also work quite well on this stage, regardless of whether or not they do range damage. Alright, that's it. As always, I hope the video has been enjoyable, and if you like the content, do leave a like, comment or subscribe. It really helps a lot. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next Lufenia fight. Bye!